What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with another review for Heart and Hustle Houston. This is season 1, episode 8, and I do believe that this was the season finale. So before we go ahead and get into it, the episode is titled "The Secret's Out." Now, what I will say to you guys is, although this was a cute finale, but I won't be on here long because not a whole lot happened, and that's a good thing. I always feel like when it comes to reality, with reality shows, it don't have to be so jam-packed with drama and mess. It can, like, this was a really cute show. I like the show. I want the show to continue and get a second season. Also, when it comes to Heart and Hustle Houston, especially the way that it ended, I was like, this should have been pitched. I don't know if it was or wasn't pitched to Bravo, but if it wasn't, y'all made a mistake in not pitching it to Bravo, because this show was absolutely 100% without a doubt the Real Housewives of Houston. This was the Houston Housewives. Man, like, I really feel like this show should have been the Real Housewives of Houston. But whoever this production company is, what I will say is, find some, pitch to own. Find another group of women in Houston and pitch to them, because y'all did y'all's big one with Heart and Hustle Houston. Like, y'all did y'all's big one. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the review, you guys. So the episode opens where we ended last week, with Josh and Elena in therapy. So y'all know I have no problem with saying JB is wrong. Well, JB was 100% wrong, because I honestly thought that the issues between Josh and Elena was cheating or a baby. Now, I know I saw other people who said that Elena had mentioned that it wasn't a baby. Girl, I honestly feel like it was worse than a baby. Oh my God. Because we really got into it. So, the issues with Josh and Elena, it was financial. I was like, okay, let's delve deep into it. So we delved deep into it, and the issues with the finances was Josh was into day trading. Josh took their money, invested their money, and lost their money. I said, ooh, shit. Ain't no way. And see, this is the thing for me when it comes to, because I have my best friends telling me, my best friend wants me to get married. And then I have another friend that we're building a relationship with. And he's like, yeah, friend, I want you to find somebody and I want you to get married. I was like, I don't know if I want marriage. And this was a cautionary tale for me. But I've always known for me that if I ever got into a relationship with somebody and we moved in, we got married, and started a family, my finances are going to, I am never, ever doing a joint checking account. If I were to ever do a joint checking account, it would be for the household expenses, right? It would be a checking account where I put money for the utilities, if we have a mortgage, utilities, mortgage, car insurance, car note, stuff that we have together, right? But I would still have my own separate checking account where my money is mine. And again, anything that goes into if I were to do a joint checking account, that would be something that we both contribute to. And again, not in a way, I don't want people to be like, oh, JB, you saying 50-50. I'm not saying 50-50. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the joint checking account, we would both put money in. Like, so, because I do go to the grocery store, right? And I shop. If I got with somebody who, they don't go to shopping, I just say, okay, whatever you want for grocery, like whatever you want to do, put it in there, right? So I'm not saying 50-50, because some people believe that, how some people believe the man take care of the house, like the mortgage, car insurance, car note, all that kind of, all that jazz, right? That's what, like, the bills won't be split 50-50. it would just be, I wouldn't feel that we both need to come out of our checking account for marital expenses, if that makes sense. Probably don't, but yeah. But again, that's why I say I don't prefer to do a joint checking account, because I just don't want no issues like this. I don't want no issues. Again, I prefer for my money to be my money and you have your money, and whatever you do with your money, it's fine. Whatever I do with my money, it's my money. I work hard for my money, you work hard for your money. And again, if we want a joint checking account, if we want to put something in there for, hell, let's just say we want to put something in there for a rainy day, or if we want to do a trip and, we don't want to spend from either one of our checking accounts when we go on a trip, that could just be like a trip account, whatever, or anything luxury that we do. That could just be that. But as far as sharing a checking account, I wish the hell I would. Nigga, please. Hell to the no. Fuck no. And so Josh also felt the way that Elena was the breadwinner. And I was like, oh, that's what the issue was, Mr. Josh. You one of those guys. And see, that's why, and here's the thing. I'm not going to speak on their relationship, because their relationship, it sounds like it was 50-50. And it sounded like it was working for a while with them, but then it didn't work when he realized he took a backseat to her. And that just goes towards some men and their fragile egos and, toxic masculinity, right? Shit happens in life. You can be up 1 minute, and you can be down the next minute. And it's okay. Life, that's part of life, right? But again, some men can't handle their women making more money than them. If that's you, that's no slight, no shade to you, right? But hey, so Elena feels away, and she absolutely should. So then we see as the ladies, go on their trip to the winery. That house, beautiful from what I could see, right? The ladies all look nice. So Elena lets us know that this is her first girls trip that she's ever been on. I said, huh? You've never been on a girls trip? Wow. And this is again why, I don't agree with 50-50. I don't agree with it, because you get stuff like this. I don't agree with 50-50. If it works, and here's what I will say. If 50-50 works for you, it works for you. And that's no slight, no shade, right? And also, if, you are someone who lets your husband lead, if it works for you, it works for you. So I don't want anyone to feel like I'm attacking them, because I'm absolutely not, right? But with everything that, there could be some setbacks and some pitfalls, right? That's not what I want to say, but there could be some setbacks with it, right? Especially when you have a controlling person like Josh, because that's what she said. He controls her. He never reassured her that she could do that. And I was like, excuse me? Huh? Run that back again? Elena, no, JB, don't say that. Please don't say it. I'm not going to say it. Cool. We're good. So yeah, moving on. So they did talk about Latoria's party, right? And she thanked Elena for what she did for her when it came to her makeup and how she made her look, which she looked phenomenal. And then Chloe talked about how Nico had such a great time at the party. And what I will say about this show, and I kind of, even though I said earlier this should have been the Real Housewives of Houston, if this was pitched to Bravo, I can honestly kind of see why Bravo would probably say no to it. It's a good show, right? The women support each other, because I love seeing Labrina pour into Latoria and give Latoria the kudos that she needed for, revealing what she revealed at her party about not doing her, doing a business move, doing a pivot, right? I love that. And then also, they told Ro how Ro has such a glow up. And like I said, I can kind of, if this was pitched to Bravo, if it was pitched to Bravo and they passed on it, I think probably because with these women, Yes, they do have their arguments with each other, right? But they don't hold on to that stuff for too long. They talk about it and they move on. And that's not, for I mean, let's be real. With the housewives, they argue for a couple of episodes and then we finally found a resolution. These women found a resolution in the same fucking episode, which it'll happen in this episode, right? So then the ladies went to dinner. So Chloe was flirting with the chef. I said, girl, I don't blame you though, right? And here's why I say I don't blame her, because they were like, aren't you in a relationship? Okay, she's not married, she's single, because she said she's single. There ain't a ring on her finger, so she said she's not gonna put all her eggs in one basket. Chloe, high five. Excuse me, y'all, for burping in y'all face. High five, Chloe, I'm with you. Until he put a ring on your finger, you are a single woman. You're not married. So yes, you're in a relationship with him, but you ain't exclusive. Like, you ain't really just truly exclusive to him, because ain't no ring on my finger. If you want me, show me and prove it to me, right? But like I said to you guys before, you guys know I don't think that. I mean, I know that people have said that they're still together, and if they are, cool. But I don't, I'm not wishing anything ill on her. But it is what it is. Moving on. Now, after that, the girls talked about what happened with Elena in therapy, right? So she told them about Josh and taking the money. And like I said, no. I was with Ro. You took the money. It's a different type of, that's a different type of betrayal, right? It's one thing to cheat on me. It's one thing to potentially, because people were thinking there was a baby, right? But it's one thing to cheat on me. It's a whole different thing for you to take fucking money. And we had to sell our house. We had to, I had to do so much stuff because you told me we ain't had no fucking money. Nah, nigga, you ain't sleeping in the house with me. You ain't sleeping in the same bed with me. You ain't sleeping in the same house with me. You got to get your shit and you got to get out my fucking house. That's just me. Y'all may disagree, but when it comes to money, we don't play those games. Hell the fuck no. So at one point, Manira did equate Elena to a dark cloud. Now, I don't know how you guys felt about the whole dark cloud comment. For me personally, I didn't feel a way about the dark cloud comment because let's just be real. She has been a dark cloud because she would not tell what was going on, and that's her prerogative. But even in the interviews with us, you're saying something happened, but you're not giving us the details. But you just, you want to gloss over it until we get to this point. So I get it. So they talked about it the next morning at breakfast, and that conversation didn't go anywhere because it felt like Elena came in on the defense, and then her being on the defense, Manira became defensive. So they were both, going at it like that with each other, and it felt like neither one was listening to the other person, right? And Elena was getting offended by something, offended by this, and then vice versa. Manira is getting offended by something that Elena has said to her, right? So they weren't really hearing each other out. And honestly, I will say I had to agree with Manira because it didn't feel like Elena was letting Manira talk, right? Because every time Manira would say something, Elena would talk over her. But you guys tell me how you feel. And also, it's okay if you guys felt like the dark cloud comment was too far, too low. It's okay. You guys know that you can express yourself. With me, I have a problem with it, right? But we do see that they were able to make up, and I'm cool with that, right? And I think the reason why Manira felt the way is because also Elena was like, she didn't feel like Manira has been there for her, but Manira was like, when your dad died, you and I talk all the time. Then she also said that she did feel like Manira didn't know her heart, and that offended Manira. So they worked it out, and then the end of the episode we see as Labrina has given all the women their flowers, right? She's given them different color flowers, and she's explaining to them why she gave them the particular flowers. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet and so cute. And so the women decided that they wanted to give Manira a flower from each one of their bouquets. And I was like, oh, such a cute scene. Good episode, good show. I hope that this show comes back for a second season. And that's it, you guys. So what we're about to do is get into these closing for the ladies, and then we'll wrap up the episode. So we get to Manira, and so Manira's closing says Labrina is expanding her escape spa and launching a new Pilates studio. Then it says Pop has moved back in full time. That's good. And Labrina and Will's 5-acre ranch is up for sale. They're upgrading to a 50-acre ranch. Girl, come through. 50. Oh, God. Man, I would love that. Damn, that's just it. So it says Latoria has decided, God dog. Latoria's went kind of fast, but we'll get it. We'll get it, you guys. So give me a second. So Latoria has decided to step away from Reign HTX, fulfilling her desire to be a mother. She's exploring the adoption process. She is still searching for her Mr. Right with nice toes, because she did mention that she dated a guy and his toes looked like sunflower seeds. Bitch, I cracked up when I saw that shit, because that shit had me hollering. So then we get to Manira. So Manira says that Manira continues to be a successful influencer. She wants to go to therapy to work on her vulnerability, despite having it out with Elena. We'll repeat that again. She wants to go to therapy, despite hashing it out with Elena. Things are still a bit rocky with her and Elena. So the next person is Chloe. So Chloe and Nico continue to work on their relationship. Chloe and Jordan are still together and with talks of wedding bells. Come on, Chloe. So Chloe and Jordan are still together with talks of wedding bells in their future. Nico and Jordan still have not met. Girl, what? That man still ain't met your son. Ro ended her on again, off again relationship with the basketball player. She still is consulting for high-end restaurants and embracing her soft girl era. And I'm here for that. And so that's all the girls, right? Nope. We got Elena. So let's get to Elena. And we're gonna wrap up this thing. I'm not gonna edit this thing too much because I'm tired. So Color du Jour Makeup Lounge is a success, although Elena's business is a success. Her marriage is still not. I'm paraphrasing because I remember what it says, because Josh moved out the house. Yeah, a huge success. Her marriage is not thriving. Josh has moved out of the house. And that is the end of season 1 of, child's about to say Reasonable Doubt. Heart and Hustle Houston, you guys. Be sure to like the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, do me a solid favor, you guys. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.